back to First Class Investments. Today we're going to talk about what is a lot, aka volume. All right, so this right here is the main reason why a lot of people actually do Forex, because the lots is what makes all the difference. Okay, it is the multiplier of pips. Okay, remember I have said earlier that you want to concentrate on catching as many pips as you possibly can. When you add on the multiplier, you will understand how you can make a ton of money in this market, in this ability to trade like this. Okay, so quick definition of it is it's the multiplier of pips. Leverage determines the number of lots you have. The more, so y'all probably saying, what is leverage? The more money you're in count, the higher your lots can be. Okay, make sure you go over risk management to understand how to use the lots for aggressive and conservative trading. We are going to show you something that's incredible right now. Learning this skill is going to make you financially free, but you have to learn how to do risk management. Okay, so let's just go over a few little lingo terms. And right here, as you can see, 0.01 is what we call a penny lot. 0.10 is 10 cents, and then 1.00 is what we call dollars or standards. If you hear somebody saying, hey, I put 2 standards, 1 standard, 10 standards, 100 standards, this is how it's going to look. Somebody say, hey, I put 50 cents, 75 cents, whatever. If I put 5 cents, there you go. Okay, now the next slide is where the power is going to come in. So right here, we're going to go through each one of these. Remember how I said, hey, you want to concentrate on catching the pips. I'm going to show you how each one of these are the same trade and they caught the same amount of pips, but they made a different amount of money depending on their lots. So first off, we have Mark. Mark caught a trade and he used 1 cent. That means he made $1 because 0.01 times 100 equals 1. All right, so Mark made $1. Let's say Susan caught the same exact trade as Mark, but she used 10 cents. She made $10. All right, while Mark made $1, Susan made $10. Okay, now let's say that John had a standard, $1 standard, and he caught the same trade as Mark and Susan, except he put $1 standard, and he made $100 from that same exact trade that somebody made $1 from. Okay, and then let's say Mary had 10 standards on there. Okay, she caught the same exact trade as John, Susan, and Mark. The same exact trade. She just put $10 standards, $10 lots on there. She made $1,000 from the same exact trade that Mark had made, and he made $1. But Mary made 1,000. And let's say Joe put 100 lots on his for the same exact trade that Mary, John, Susan, and Mark all put in. They all caught the same trade. But Joe, since he used 100 lots, he made $10,000. And so on. So you see how powerful it can be when you understand how to catch the pips. Because once you can understand how to catch the pips, then you can add on as many lots as you possibly can and make a ton of money. All right. Who would you want to be? Would you want to be Mark, Susan, John, Mary, or Joe? Most people say, hey, I want to be Joe. If I can catch the same exact trade as the rest of them, why not? But your lots depends on your leverage. Okay? Lots let you know how much money you can make. That's the main point. Lots let you know how much money you can make. The same trade can pay out different depending on the lots you use. The same trade can pay out different depending on the lots you use. Okay, so when you get onto the MetaTrader, when we go over that, it's going to be under volume. So that's why we say lots in volume. You'll be able to choose how many lots you want to go, and then your trade will be executed with the rest of it. So lots are very, very powerful because you can catch the same trade but use a different amount of lots and catch a different amount of money. That's all we got for you today on this section right here. And we appreciate you for watching. This is First Class Investments. Let's move on to the next.